Hello. What's up, dude? I'll hop in here. Alright, so I'm in this game. Do I need to start a broadcast, maybe? Oh, there it is. Capture. Okay, when you hit the screen share button, when you go over the settings, that's where it's at. Include voice chat audio. Perfect. So is mine. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if we need to test it or not, or just kind of roll with it. Probably just roll with it.
My end is waiting at the
Hold
beginning.
on.
Abandoned like Helios.
I got a
Last
kid.
drive.
Yeah, just a second. I got
Failed
a kid
escape.
running around upstairs.
Fatal crash.
Figures. Hold on. Are you still there? Oh my god. So we got a 3-in-1 table for the kids a while back. It's like pool, air hockey, and ping pong. I want to put together, and like into March, the air hockey piece had an indentation on it. So I had to call the manufacturer, and they sent a new one, but it took forever. So we got the new one in. Well, they sent the whole daggone thing, not just the top. Yeah, so I put it all together or whatever. And the extra one, because the pool table and the ping pong still work, were given to my brother-in-law. Well, I didn't have anywhere to store it, so we shoved it in the back of our SUV for him to come pick up. Well, apparently my wife was like, you need to come pick it up as soon as you can, because tomorrow I gotta go do this, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, he was up at our house, knocking on our front door to pick it up. Yeah, I'm like, dude, it's 10 o'clock. I gotta talk about this game. No, I probably don't even have long. Alright, it's okay. So, you and I have both completed the house sequences. And both of us were screwed on the trophy. So, don't go for the platinum if you are a player right now. So tell me, Austin, what were your thoughts? Like, how do you interpret the good ending of this game? Okay, so that's how you interpreted that one. Dang, okay. So this is very interesting because we have completely different interpretations. So for me, I think, and this could be completely wrong, but in the good ending, right, and Act 3's ending, you see... Yeah, no, I wanted to, like, tell you, like, don't expect much. So the complete ending, right, so to speak, let's see, she sees this thing in the chair, in the wheelchair, right, and she's seemingly apologetic to this thing, who then reaches out to her and flips out, right, and this thing's name is Thea, which I don't know if they say that in the ending, or if I only know that because I have subtitles on. Okay. Now, the interesting thing about that is the name Thea shows up in one of the house sequences. Do you remember that? It's... So, when you're the... I don't remember if it's when you're the kid. It might be. But basically, it talks about a car accident, and it mentions, the mom making it, or something like that, or the daughter making it. One of the two makes it, and the other one, we're not so sure, right? Like, because it cuts out. The audio completely cuts out, like on the television broadcast. So, the way that I interpret it is okay, so there's that. And then I couple that with the, oh, shoot, lost my train of thought. Then I couple that with the house flashbacks that we get. So like the little quick snippets of the houses, right? So it'll show the house in its perfect condition, and then it shows the house and it's run down. Well, what caught my eye is that the run down house almost looks like it was burnt down. And there are moments where it seems like, and I could be wrong, I could be forgetting what she said exactly, but that it sounded like Celine was apologizing to her mom, and like she couldn't handle it. And I think there's some type of ill will between her mom and her, and she actually killed her mom by burning down the house. And so she goes on with her life, and like you see like snippets of her as a kid in the house, and it's like her dad that's like sitting at the table with her, right? And like everything's kind of like junky, her mom's gone. And, like, I think her dad is probably an astronaut, and I think that's why she sees like astronauts. On top of the fact that there's like that moment in the car when she almost hits something. So what I'm thinking, the daughter's name is Thea, but her mom's name was Thea, is the way it kind of sounds. So I'm thinking maybe she named her daughter Thea after her mom, and she's driving, and then she gets in a car accident, right? And you're left wondering, like, does she survive or not? If it's even like real. Well, in my mind, I'm kind of picturing that it is real, and that she doesn't survive. She drowns, and that's why in the real ending you see her almost reach the surface, but then she goes back down. And so the way that I kind of interpreted it is that this Atropos, this Helios and Atropos, and this loop is hell or purgatory for her for what she did. Yeah. Now, I don't know how accurate any of that is, and that's why I want to like re-see the house sequences and stuff, but like that's where I kind of landed at with it. Which is super interesting. Yes. No, I don't mean sympathetic. Yeah, so I don't mean, so if I came off saying sympathetic, that is not how I meant it. But knew it. There were moments in other things where I got the impression that she was apologetic. Sorry. Not necessarily. I thought it was a little girl. Yes. Okay. Valid. I think you're right. Yes. There's probably some validity there. Unless it's, man, this is good stuff. I love how drastically different this is. I know. It makes me want to go see like what some other folks are saying about it, honestly. That's where I was at with it. I was like, I hope he doesn't look anything up. I think that's legit her mom, and I think she killed her mom. Yeah. I think that's like old age kind of thing. Or like, not necessarily old age, but like, she was also pregnant, right? Like that old woman looked pregnant, or that old thing. Maybe, yeah. A little stretchy, yeah. Yep, that's... I know, I want to read like everything. I'm trying to think. So, you could be onto something there with the daughter and like maybe regret she was doing stuff she shouldn't have been doing, because it's almost like when she's living. So in one of the houses, you look at a book, right? Do you remember that? And the description in that book matched like what's going on here. So I actually originally thought what was happening was that Celine was actually in a coma. Like before I actually saw the true ending, right, or the full ending, I thought that the car accident had happened and that she was in a coma. Yep. No, it did not. Oh yeah, that's a good point. You know, that's an excellent question. I'll have to go back and look at that then, because I don't remember. Maybe that was the music that the daughter listened to. Maybe that was her lullaby. Oh crap! Sorry. What? When was that? I don't know. Like, so this is gonna sound. Oh yeah, yeah. That's why I thought she was dead, man. Yeah, that's why I thought she was dead. Yeah, which I thought was like their little hint that like she died. Like a subtle like. Dude, I don't even know. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Dude, I like it. Like,
Someone else is here. An astronaut, but that's impossible.
I think that's all ambiguous, right? Because that's all stuff that you see on Atropos. In this hallucination. Like, I think that potentially the only real things are the images that she sees of the house, not of actually walking through the house, and the car crash. Man, that's a good point. And maybe, like, to your point, like, if it is her, then maybe she's seeing aspects of that. I'm actually about to walk into the house right now because I was just screwing around on this.
Someone is moving things.
Yeah.
I haven't needed these for a while.
So there are these pills that she was taking. I forgot about that. So she took pills, if you remember that.
Hello?
You know,
Who's there?
what's crazy is like how when that first happened, my interpretation of the game completely changed, and I was like, oh, you're the person in the game.
Always wanted to leave.
And then you weren't. Yeah, so like, I think so, yeah. I think at the end of the day, I think it just ends up being like to throw you off. I hear the music. There's a music box in here. I'd have to go back and listen to it. It was really slow. So it might have been a slowed down version. Yeah, so like here's the book that I was talking about, that if you remember it at all. Did you actually read it? Okay. Well, let's see. I'm trying to skim through this real quick. Okay, yeah, so like it is nonsense, but it's the stuff that's in there, right? So like for instance, now that the environment had shifted to something far more stable, it seemed a safe enough time to start testing the area for reality bubbles. She entered the atrium, adjusted her equipment, and scanned the interior. Third instance, no unreality tears in matter or energy systems nominal. So like when I first read that, it's right after, it's like the second time I think you go in the house. And I took that to be like about the translocators. But that could be something different now that like you're talking about in the way that you are about time travel. Yeah. Maybe, or so I'm also thinking, like, kind of as you're talking about it, like maybe thinking about the beast. There's a lot of talk of the hive mind. Maybe she crashes on this planet, and as she takes on these parasites, she actually, actually becomes one of them, but doesn't see herself that way. And so when she sees these dead Selines, they're not really Selines. They're more of the hive mind death. Like, I don't know. That's a stretch. I hadn't, like, thought through that one yet. Yeah, which makes sense. Here you go. Here's a good one for you. In that book, yet it appeared two alternating images of the long extinct past and the never to exist future. Timelines she knew, timelines so painful. They never stopped weighing down her mind whenever it drifted towards the peaceful sleep denied to her night after night. The price of necrophysics. What are necrophysics? Death. Maybe. That's how I read it too. The images stopped flipping, froze on a single frame. The astronaut stared back. No, I'm actually playing the game. It's in the book. Like, I just happened to almost beat the second boss with just a pistol, a small Silphium, and no additional energy, like health. Yeah, but when I died, it kind of restarted me, and I saw the house, so I went in. I'm like, all right, this sounds like a good opportunity to revisit some of this. The astronaut stared back. That's a very interesting line, especially right after the necrophysics piece. So, was she trying to bring back the woman in the wheelchair? Yeah. So I'm gonna, yeah, maybe. I'm reading on a computer and it says dead Kronos waits dreaming.
Adequate match.
Evacuation confirmed.
Astra found
Adequate
a way to-
match. Let me in. So let's see. Dead Kronos waits dreaming. Delay in our response. Adequate match. Astra emergency procedures. I thought there was also one time when I looked at the laptop that it kind of indicated that she didn't actually make it into Astra. Do you remember that? Like basically the NASA that she's supposed to be working with, that she failed.
It's still
So maybe
waiting.
she didn't pass the test. So like there's a TV show, I won't say which one, on Netflix for the sake of spoilers, but it's in space, and there's like a crap ton of Netflix shows that are in space, so it won't ruin them. You know, this won't ruin anything for anybody. But there's basically like these people that are trying to get off Earth to go to this other planet, and I think it's, I don't remember if Earth's dying or not. I don't know, but I don't remember the motivation. But the mom fudges the numbers for the sun because she works with everything or whatever, or works there, and the sun failed. So basically, like, you had to pass these tests to get off planet. And he failed. She fudges the numbers, and it gets off the planet. It gets to go. So now I'm wondering, like, is that a scenario in this game where she failed and found a way to go on anyway, and because she wasn't really able, wasn't really capable to survive this, like, it's messed with her in ways. I don't know. Man, this is such an ambiguous game.
I've never seen this before. Regrettable delay. Inadequate match. Who's this for?
Which, when you... Yeah, because I think even in that super simplified way of discussing it, it fits both of our interpretations, or original interpretations of the ending, right? Which, ironically, I just picked up the letter that I was talking about. Dear applicant, this is from Astra Corporation. We apologize for the regrettable delay in our response. With truly humbling amount of applicants to choose from, our unexpected predicament is both extraordinary and unprecedented. After thorough analysis of your materials, although we appreciate your interest, we have decided to pursue other candidates whose backgrounds and aptitudes more closely align. Yep. We feel your proficiencies, so I think that's why you start thinking weapon proficiencies. Like, I think there are clues in the book and in this letter and other things that are why we have the words that we do for the way that the game sets things up. Does that... Right? Like, that's how I kind of see it, because, like, right here, we feel your proficiencies. That's a pretty unique word. Not many people use that word on a regular basis, and to have that be in this letter specifically, while also being the way that it talks about your weapons. So we feel your proficiencies would prove inadequate given conditioning necessary for deep space missions. And this ties into the pills, because she said she hadn't needed to take the pills in a while, so I bet you she was on some kind of medication, and when they saw that she was on that medication, it wasn't adequate, or she was an inadequate match for going in deep space. So did she not even go? Like, is this all made up in her head? Like, did she read that book and create it all in her head? And here's the music box. Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah, how would the car crash have anything to do with it? Did she at any point in the car crash seem as if she was, like, out of it by any chance? Like, okay, so it's not like she was, like, overdosing on the pills or anything, or... I don't think so either. I'm just trying to find a throughput between the pills and the car crash. I can go with that. And that the world that she has created is based on those books that she would read. That's a great question. Like, I didn't see a name for the book when I just read it. I probably should have looked, but I didn't see one because it was already open. Yeah, you can go into, so go to Databank. If you go to Databank, you can go down to Scout Logs. I can't do that because I created a new save. I have my other one on the cloud. I turned off auto update on the cloud so that I just have one to kind of mess with if I want to play it, to try and get to it before a patch. Because, like we've kind of talked, man, like, after beating the game, I didn't want to quit playing it, and after getting every other trophy, I still don't want to quit playing it, which is ridiculous. Like, although, it's really frustrating me because I beat the second boss the very first time I played him. But trying to do it this time, I keep failing, and I think it's because I'm just blitzing through it and not upgrading anything. Yeah, you do. You should have like 65 or something. Oops. Yeah, because they're weird. Okay, so okay. Dang it, I really wish we could get to that, like, revisit that house scene where you're the daughter, because the girl watches TV and they talk about the wreck. Like, the news talks about the wreck. what about? Which is very interesting given the car accident. Alright, so how are you reading that? So it sounds like... Okay. It sounds like there's something wrong with her physically. And she's gone to a doctor to figure out what's going on. So hold on. What's it say about people, people basically being already, like, weird about it and people not knowing? What's it say there? Okay. So she's already got issues with overbearingness and being controlled. Is she trying to get... Dude, what the heck? Oh yeah, it's great. Boom, here we go. Here's a really important one, or interesting one. She's seeing visions of her mom, bro. Are you there?
Someone else is here. An astronaut, but that's impossible. Is it guiding me or following? It reminds me of the old photos my mother showed me. The type of suit she would have worn if not for the accident. But something from the Apollo era couldn't withstand this atmosphere.
Austin. Austin. Hey, tell Alex to chill out. Go watch some anime. That's awesome. Okay, so are you back? Dude, I found two that could be extremely important, and also may lead credence to my original theory. Scout log number 7, the astronaut. Someone else is here. An astronaut, but that's impossible. Guiding, following, It reminds me of old photos my mom showed me, the type of suit she would have worn if not for the accident. So the astronaut's probably her mom, like messing with her in her mind. Then abandoned home right underneath of it. I think I'm reliving my memories in that house, but not fully. They're corroded. Some are missing, some seem manufactured, but I can remember the torment, feeling like I was losing my mind. There's no comfort here, no safe space, and the astronaut keeps following me. Now, they might not perfectly grant credence to my theory on this, but I think it leads a little bit. Yeah, that's a very good point. They are for no real reason at all. It does. Which is pretty remarkable. Yeah, no. They kind of like bleed in with the important ones, it feels like. Let's see. Okay. That seems almost like she was unable to make it into Astra, right? Like it's kind of the same thing. Like Ascension would be making it into Astra, and then I'm really seems like it, yeah. That's how I took it, yeah. Yep, that's how. Right. Yeah, the thing that's like calling her, right? um, I'm trying to look at any of these other ones that I have unlocked in this crappy save. Boom. Okay. Yeah. Man. Dude, it's super depressing. You know what's also interesting? The astronaut resurrects you in this game, right? If you die, which is super interesting because the astronaut was the one that was reaching into the water at the end. Right. The astronaut figure is what brings you back if you die in this game. Which is interesting because at the end, the astronaut is the one reaching into the water to try and save you. Isn't it? I thought there was like a hand trying to go down. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. I may have to make this a to be continued, man. Okay. And then let me know,